and you see this delivery man on this super weird bike. Most probably you will go to any nightclub for free. Why are they leaving 6 people in one room? It's just crazy. Free coffee? Oh my god, free coffee. Oh my god. I don't know if anybody will ever find you. I could see that you actually love the first part of my culture shocks moving to China, so I decided to film another one. I actually came up with this list of culture shocks when I edited the first part of my Chinese culture shocks. If you haven't seen this video, please check it out before you start watching this one. Let's get started. So the first thing that you notice when you go to China, for example, in spring, is the number of flowers everywhere. I think the weirdest place where I've seen those flowers were the highways. So you imagine this highway, this really wide road with plenty of cars, and in the middle of this road, there will be roses planted. I'm like, why are you doing that? I mean, like, it's super beautiful and it's nice to see, but if you like try to imagine that like this number of cars going here and there every day, how dirty those flowers are. But I don't know how how they took care of them, but those flowers looked fabulous all the time. Because, for example, I was going here and there on the same route, on the same bus, and I saw those flowers being just as flawless as before. And I don't know what their secret is, but you can see them everywhere. And every time I went outside of my dormitory, I was like, oh my god, how many beautiful flowers. I love them. I enjoyed every minute of seeing those flowers around me. And when I came back to my home country, I was like, please give me the flowers. So, and you just have to see those pictures, the pictures I took, because that's only the way you can understand how actually many of them you can see there. It's not just a flower bed in the city center; they are everywhere, and mostly roses. So it's like fancy, you know. Yeah, I loved it. It's amazing. The next culture shock is connected with package delivery. At the time when I lived in China, actually that way of package delivery, like when you, for example, you order something from the website and the package is delivered to this package point, you'll get like an SMS on your phone with the code from the door, and you just go to that package point and take your package without any communication with the delivery man. Well, at that time, I haven't seen it anywhere else, so I think it started in China, and it was like, super advanced. Like, you order your package, 3 days go by, and you get your package in that package point. It was super nice. But the thing that I want to tell you about, because, package point now is not something that can surprise anybody. The thing is that some packages were delivered by delivery man. So it happens like this: you have you order your package, some 2-3 days go by, and you get a call from delivery man. And it means that he is at the door of your dormitory, anywhere you live, and you go downstairs and you see this delivery man on this super weird bike, which is packed with all the packages, and you just go downstairs. They are looking for your package, you're getting it, and they leave. And it's super funny because most people, when they think of China, they think maybe robots deliver the packages, but in reality those are usually the guys on those weird bikes. And even if you get your package at this package point or whatever it's called, excuse my English, they deliver those packages on the same bikes. For example, in Latvia here we also have those package point, and big vans deliver those packages. But in China, those same bikes, men on the bikes, they deliver them. And it's I can't imagine how hard it actually is to drive this thing, because traffic in China is just crazy. Make sure to check out the first part of my culture shocks. I'm talking about traffic there, and it's just crazy, and it's impossible to navigate, because it's just I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know actually whether they're still using the same bikes, but it's just something. And it's super universal vehicle, because they can deliver something on that, they can sell something on those bikes, and it's just a very a very interesting thing. Like for me, this vehicle has this impression as if it comes from the countryside and it's used by donkey or something like that, but apparently people use it in China, so it's unexpected. If you are like a night person, nightlife, nightclubs, well, China is really a very interesting place for this. First, you have to remember this. If you are ever traveling to China and you want to go to the nightclub, never go alone. Always take your friends with you, because if you come from Europe and you have European face, most probably you will go to any nightclub for free of charge, and they will offer free alcohol. Another thing you have to remember is that alcohol is usually fake. So if you, for example, have your favorite wine or have a favorite champagne or whiskey, and you know that, or if I drink that amount, I will be just fine. With that fake alcohol, nothing is fine. If you drink the same amount as you usually drink, you will be wasted, you will be lost, and you will even lose your consciousness, because it's actually crazy. That's why you have to have some people around you, because like some weird Chinese guy can just take you and and drive you anywhere, and I don't know if anybody will ever find you. So it can be really dangerous, and you have to remember about that. And the reason why it's happening, why it's free for Europeans, like alcohol, the entrance, it's just a way to attract rich Chinese people. That is at least what I was told by people who actually work in those nightclubs. So drunk and crazy European people, they attract rich Chinese people who actually pay for the entrance, who pay for the food and drinks. So they come and look at you, and they almost never dance, and they're sitting with such a face expression, this VIP like lounge, like, oh my god, you are animals or something like that. So it's super weird. I visited these nightclubs like once. All other times my friend went without me, because like I'm not like a nightlife person, I'm not like clubbing or anything, so it was just like an experience. But during that experience, like my friend lost consciousness because of that fake alcohol, and I was like trying my best to protect her from all those weird people who were trying like to help and to take her somewhere. So it's been a crazy experience. And I was like, no, I never come back. No. So if you decide to go there, be very, very careful. And it was a culture shock, definitely. Yeah. If you're a foreign student and you move to China, usually you live in a very nice dormitory where you have like a bathroom. Well, maybe not like a private bathroom, but for example, for each 2-3 rooms you will have a bathroom. Then on the same floor, you will have a kitchen, which is also super nice. Well, actually, for me, the size of the refrigerator, it was a bit too small, because it was always packed with food, and there was never a place for like there was never room for any food you like bought and you want to like to put it. So that's the only thing that I didn't like in my dormitory. Every morning, the cleaning lady would come and just clean your bathroom, so everything was taken care of. But when you like walking like across the campus, you can see those Chinese students going with the containers with hot water to a separate building to wash. The thing is that those Chinese students, they live in rooms where they have 6 beds, and those rooms are smaller than the one where I lived with the only roommate, and it's crazy. So as you can understand, they usually don't have even a bathroom in the same building. So no matter what the weather is, they have to go outside of their building to go to a separate building, and they usually take those containers with hot water to take with them. So it means that they don't even have that hot water. That was such a culture shock, because we lived in such a good accommodation with so many like facilities available for us, and at the same time in the same university, Chinese students were living in a disaster. I don't know how and why. Like I understand that most probably they want to show like international students like how nice it is here in this country or in the city. But when you, as a student, you realize that like local people do not have the same like accommodation and the same facilities, like you just change your opinion about like local government and stuff like that. You're just like, why? It's not fair. They are also people, like why are they living 6 people in one room? It's just crazy. And we like, as like, I don't know, like some VIP students live in a different building with different facilities. That's something that surprised me, and not in a very good way, because of course I was happy I lived in a good room, but I wasn't happy about local students that had to go in the winter when it's freezing in their pajamas just to go and get the shower in a separate building. It's crazy. If you know something about that, the reasons, or maybe you, like in other Chinese cities, it's not like that. I lived in Beijing. Please let me know in the comments below, but that's definitely something I was very surprised with. If you buy something in the grocery store, in local grocery store, it's like candies or I don't know, you will have like a package of candy like this, yeah? And then you open it, you will see another package. You're like, okay, you open this package and you will see that every candy is in another package. And I was like, I opened this candy. I will show you the video. I was like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this so much package? And I should say honestly, at that time, well, I didn't care that much about our environment and stuff like that. So now I care much more. And now this thing is even a big culture shock for me, because unfortunately, in China, they do not really want to care about our environment. I think that, like, I hope now the situation is changing for better, but at that time when I was there, it was just a disaster, yeah. Lots of package, lots of plastic everywhere. In some places where it just, well, it shouldn't be there. Like, why? Why do you have this double package for this candy? Just put one candy in a package and the whole package for all the candies. Like, why would you need another extra package? It just doesn't make any sense. So that was also a culture shock and not a very good one. Now we've come to my favorite part, which is food. I promised you to film a video about Chinese food. It's coming, I promise. I promise one day I will sit and film it. I love food. I love Chinese food. But, you know, sometimes you just feel like, yeah, I just want to eat something that I'm used to. And in these situations, you usually go to some fast food restaurants like McDonald's, Burger King, KFC. I love KFC. In the country I come from and here in the country where I live now, KFC is just the best. You can imagine that it's just burgers with chicken and some other stuff. And if you go, for example, to McDonald's in China or to Burger King is just super, super popular in China. I don't know why. And in Latvia also. Just weird. Yeah. So if you go to those restaurants, they are just the same as in any other country. So they have, of course, their standard menu and maybe some special local things, but nothing that could be too Chinese, you know. And well, I went to KFC with the same expectation that I would just come, I would take my favorite burger, like my favorite fries, stuff like that, and it would be just fabulous. So we came there. The first thing that we noticed is that the interior, like the design, it was a bit like too Chinese. We're like, okay, that's good. They adapted their business for the Chinese market. That's nice. And then we looked at the menu and we saw that it was like, oh my God, it was so Chinese. But it couldn't be compared with with this feeling when you actually try all the food you bought, and it's just super Chinese. Like it's the same burger or it's the same wrap, and you bite it and you feel this Chinese sauce. It's super hot, it's super spicy, it's impossible to eat. It's especially like during your first like weeks there, like when you didn't have enough time to get used to local food, you eat this and you're like, oh my God, I didn't think that I would have KFC so much. So first, I don't know, several months, I couldn't eat it. I tried. I saw that advertisement everywhere. I'm like, okay, maybe this time I will like it. I came back and it was a disaster. It's so Chinese. It's like 100% Chinese. And now I'm like evaluating this from the marketing perspective, that how good the KFC business adapted to the local market, because, well, they had those Chinese interior. They had all the burgers and all the wraps and everything in Chinese style. So no way for any, like, you know, standard, like maybe American, European taste of their burgers. No way. It was like, oh my God, now I frankly speaking, I miss it. But at that time, I was praying, like, please give me a burger that would be something close to like what I used to eat before. It's just amazing, yeah, how they adapted their business, their food to the local market. And actually, KFC was one of the places that led actually People stay there without buying food. If you needed Wi-Fi or anything, you can just stay there. You could just stay there without any problems. So it's also like another adaptation to the local market. Interesting. Yeah. So just out of curiosity, go there and try the food, but keep in mind that it will be super Chinese. Another fact about food, about like cafes, it will be about McDonald's. It's also the thing that surprised me so much, because at some point we started to go like and have breakfast at McDonald's, because it just, it was just a vibe that you wake up in the morning before your classes, you go there and the weather's super nice, it's super sunny, and you have this burger, this coffee and something else, and you're just like enjoying your life. It's just like, a core memory for me right now. You finish your breakfast, and the thing that I noticed, I just saw that like just random people were coming to McDonald's with their cups, like own cups. They were pouring the coffee, which was for free. They took cream, sugar, and they left. They didn't even buy any breakfast or anything at McDonald's. They just took the free coffee and left. I was like, free coffee? Oh my god, free coffee. Oh my god. I was like, you can feel it, because I was like shocked, like free coffee. Where could you imagine to get free coffee like without even buying anything like in addition? I was like, oh my god, give me that free coffee, please. Well, of course, it tasted worse than the one you could buy at McDonald's, but it was free coffee. Oh my god, it was free coffee. It doesn't matter how it tastes, actually. So really many people in the morning, they come to McDonald's just to take that free coffee. It's also an amazing marketing. But I also think that it's just a part of local culture, because in other cafes, well, of course, they will not give you like free coffee, but free water or free tea, kind of tea, it will be available for you. So just again, a part of local culture, which shocked me 100%. Last but definitely not least is the sky. You can say, well, what can be like shocking about the sky? Well, it means that you haven't lived in China. Beijing is a super dirty city in terms of air. Again, as I mentioned in my other videos, it's surrounded by mountains, so this filthy air, it stays in the city and it doesn't go away that fast. And every time you wake up, you see this sky. Just look at those pictures, because they will describe you it better than I could do with my words. So every time you can see that gray, yellow sky, and when you wake up and suddenly there is a blue sky or a part of blue sky, you give up everything you are doing. You're like, I'm going outside. Well, I went outside all the time because, well, I was living in China. Come on, of course, I went for a walk and everything, like exploring everything. But during those like blue sky days, I was like, no, we are giving up anything. Nothing is worth it when the sky is blue. And it's amazing. You get super happy when the sky is blue. And when I was coming back home, I was going through one city, it's Yekaterinburg, and I remember I went outside of the airport and I took a breath, and it was such a fresh breath, such fresh air. I felt as if I was like alive again, and the sky was so blue, so bright, and I wanted to cry. I was like, oh my god, I didn't realize that the sky should be like this, that the air should be like this. And I bet that Yekaterinburg is not the cleanest city, so you could imagine that it was something. I was like, oh my god, yeah. So China is full of culture shocks, and I love my experience living there, and I really can't wait to come back to this country, hopefully soon, we'll see. But yeah, if you want another video with culture shocks, just let me know in the comments below. And if you have your own culture shocks after being there, again, let me know in the comments below. It will be interesting for me to read your comments. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.